Are you going to be traveling to compete in an event that's in a significantly hotter area? If so, failing to acclimate to the heat can potentially cause crippling negative effects. Physical exertion in heat that you are not accustomed to causes you to burn through your energy much faster than normal. Your blood plasma volume drops at a high rate, making your heart have to work harder to pump blood through your body, causing your heart rate to skyrocket. You can also lose an unnecessary amount of electrolytes through your sweat. You need those electrolytes for your muscles to function properly. Lastly, perceived exertion increases. Things just feel harder to do. If you fail to acclimate, at best, your performance will decline. At worst, you could suffer a heat injury. The good news is that you can significantly improve your heat tolerance relatively quickly. And in addition to preventing performance decline, acclimating to heat has been shown to improve physical performance in conditions that are not hot. So there's no downside to doing some acclimation. Heat acclimation is being used more and more to improve aerobic performance in athletes. A recent study using elite amateur boxers tested repeated sprint ability before and after doing a 5-day heat acclimation. They found a significant improvement in repeated sprint performance while in a normal environment after completing the heat acclimation. There are several adaptations your body makes to heat training. Heat acclimation causes changes to your body's hydration regulating hormones and stimulates the development of heat shock protein. These adaptations cause increased blood plasma volume, a reduced amount of electrolytes lost through sweat, more efficient energy utilization, and a decreased perceived effort. It's important to note that passive heat exposure does not cause these adaptations. So just sitting around in a sauna is not going to help you adapt. You have to exercise in the heat. A common heat training protocol that is used by high-level athletes and sport teams takes only 5 days to complete. It consists of replicating the hot environment and completing 60 to 90 minutes of continuous activity at between 65 and 75% of your max heart rate. Most studies that have investigated heat acclimation have used indoor cycling or running on a treadmill as the activity. From a practical standpoint, you may not have the ability to heat a room to 90 degrees to exercise in. You may not have a heart rate monitor, or at least it may not be practical to wear one while you're training. Lastly, you may not have the time outside of your sport practice to do additional training. So here are some modifications that you can make. For the environment, if you're not able to control the temperature of the room, layer up as much as you need to. Remember, it needs to feel hot, not just warm, but hot. For work intensity, if you're not able to track your heart rate, use rate of perceived exertion, or RPE. This is where you use how you feel to determine your exercise pace. You want an RPE of 4 out of 10. A 10 being you're working at a pace that you could only maintain for about 15 seconds before having to stop. A 0 being like laying down watching TV. An RPE of 4 is associated with the heart rate zone that we are looking for. For the exercise activity, again, you may not have the time outside of your normal training to go get on a treadmill or a stationary bike for an hour. If you are able, I recommend combining your heat training with your normal practice. If you're going to do this, please don't make the mistake of going too hard. For combat sports, I don't recommend sparring or rolling. It's too difficult to control the pace. It'll be easier to control your intensity by doing some kind of drilling. Just have a lot of drills prepared because you don't want any downtime. If you don't have any control over what you do during practice, I recommend talking to your coach or instructor about trying to implement an acclimation protocol. Hopefully they'll be understanding and accommodating. Another thing I would like to note is your heat acclimation may be more effective by restricting water during the training. Some studies have found a better heat adaptation by restricting water during the acclimation session. If you do want to try this, you can drink water before and after the training, but during that 60 to 90 minute session, drink no water. Make sure that you time starting this protocol so that you finish 1 to 2 days before your competition. Starting a little early and having a few extra days may provide additional benefits, but doing less than the 5 days may not be enough to make a significant change. Good luck implementing this in your next competition, and if you have any questions about this kind of training, please drop it in the comments and we'll definitely respond.